guys will pull a light slag in the middle of that, but they'll do that for the squat and the deadlift. And one boy out there, a big boy, kind of chubby, in March he had a 700 deadlift. In August he pulled 800 deadlift in the knee.
So
he went up 100 pounds. He went from 24 to 25.90. That's average here. AJ Roberts 2400. 3 years later 28.55. That's the way it works. It's a system. It's a foolproof system. But we do a lot of like for tries guys normally do at least 300 push downs a week, 100 at a time when they're not in the gym. You see these ankle weights?
Yeah.
They'll do 200 leg curls almost every day. So we never have hamstring pulls or anything like that.
Okay.
And it thickens ligaments and tendons to make you more stronger. That's a sprinter. I don't know if you heard about Marilia Jeter. She beat Marilia Jeter in 55. She's still here. And I've got a Olympic heptathlon 7 event girl. Weighs 121, deadlift 320.
Do you have Olympic lifters here?
No.
No. Yeah.
There's none in America.
Yeah.
They suck.
Do you use Olympic lifting as part?
Of course not. It's a joke.
Yeah, that's one of the questions that everybody asks.
Okay. Olympic lifting does not build explosive strength. Jumping builds explosive strength.
So you use a lot of plyometrics?
A lot of jump ups.
I saw the girl jump over the box.
Okay, you see that box? The tall one, that's 42?
Yeah.
My gym record's 63.5
inches.
Inches.
Can I ask you to just elaborate a little bit on the failure of Olympic lifting to improve strength?
Okay. You want it on?
Because actually everybody uses your argument.
Olympic lifting, they use Olympic lifting supposed to build explosive power. It's impossible. It's a speed strength sport. To build explosive power, you have to have an eccentric phase. Olympic lifting doesn't have an eccentric phase. You'll notice guys will do a hang clean. They'll drop it to a hang clean, hang snatch. That's the only benefit of the two. And in the true Olympic lifting, if a true Olympic lifting, the only part that contributes to stretch reflex is the drop phase to push the weights over your head. That's it. All right, and you'll also never see one do stuff over their head. But Olympic lifting gives a speed strength phase. It's not explosive strength. So it's impossible to build explosive strength. Explosive strength is built with very light weights. That's why everybody thinks it's going to make you explosive. You're losing kid weights.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's why it's the problem with it.
Well,
it's also too fast for sports. Our sport takes a couple seconds to get up a max weight. They'll clean, they'll drop, and here's something I want people to check out. You look at Benny Magnuson and pull in 1,014 and time it. And you take the world record clean, the time he pulls it from the ground, catches, stands up. I'll bet you Benny stands up faster than the clean.
Yeah.
It's a big misconception.
Yes, the question.
Think about that.
Yeah. The question that everybody asks is, if you're for 25 years you've been saying that speed training and power is the actual route for building strength, building maximum strength, so it's kind of intuitive to say, well, then you should go Olympic lifting.
Well, why don't people train to squat like we do at 50 to 60% where explosive strength built? And we put bands on so it goes from explosive to speed strength.
Okay.
I wrote many articles about this. You'll see webinars coming out real soon. But our weights are 50 to 60%. Like in other words, Hall will train from 600. That would be 50% of 1,200. Okay. All right. And then I think well anyhow. So it's 600 a bar weight, 25% band tension. So it's 50%. See, at 25%, 75% at the top. You follow this? Okay. And when you're at 55, you got 25%, so it's 80. When you got 60, it's 85. Half the training for the greatest weightlifters in the world, 780 case studies of the Olympic weightlifters from overseas in Europe. The 50% of the training is between 75 and 85%. That's why I follow it. I don't make up crap. I don't invent stuff. It's not called Louie's Gym. It's called Westside Barbell. It's the Soviet system, and I like to think I'm the top in it. I mean, that's why I've trained 2 Olympic gold medal sprinters. People don't know that. Your country probably doesn't know that.
No.
Right. See, they think power lift. I train a UFC fighter. He's won 3 fights this year. Fights December 8th on Fox. Matt Brown. Totally changed it. He lost 2 out of 3. Came back. Now he's won 3 this year, and hopefully he'll win 4 here.
Matt Brown.
Matt Brown. I trained a UFC heavyweight champion, Kevin Randall, with weights.
Kevin Randall, yeah.
Remember him?
Yeah, I remember.
All right. People don't know these things. I don't, because I don't.
Because it's not on your website.
Henderman was very, very strong. He looked strong and he was strong.
Very explosive, yes. But see, jumping is explosive power. The definition of explosive strength is the steepest increase in strength in the shortest possible time.
Yeah.
Well, that means you'd have to use no weight.
Of course, because if you use weight, your speed's gonna slow down. Slow down.
And for all your weightlifters in there listening to these tapes, it's a huge misconception. They think speed's most important, strength's most important in weightlifting, Olympic weightlifting. And I can prove this because if you look at a world champion, look at his training weights, how fast they are, but his world records are slower. Strength is more important than speed. It's physics.
There's something that we wanted to ask you because we have the latest publication, I think it's British Journal. The athletes answered a lot of questions about what kind of tools they put in their training, and speed training and weightlifting was
heavy on the answers.
Was one of the answers.
It's actually the only scientific published paper
that shows the athletes.
So the survey among British
speed training or weightlifting in their routine training
for running.
No, for powerlifters.
For powerlifters.
Listen, speed, explosive strength to me is like first gear. Strength speed is second, third gear. Absolute strength is fourth gear.
Okay.
In a car,
so
you take out one of the gears, you're screwed. You got to be able to take off fast, right?
Okay.
And you got to be able to accelerate and pick up speed throughout the entire range of motion. So that's why you got to be absolutely strong, and you got to be super powerful to start out fast. You have to start out fast.
So actually, you have to put all those
together.
All those qualities together.
Right, and you train them on different days. See, Friday's our speed squat day. We're gonna do high volume, 8 doubles normally, and these guys is big. A lot of big squatters over there. 1160, 1085, 10 and a quarter, a couple 10 and a quarter, something like that. I don't know, big squatters. And then, but then the other day it's max effort, where you work up to the biggest weight as possible as fast as you can, so the volume's low, but the intensity
is high,
or as high as it can be. And you have to crisscross every 72 hours. Can't train a boat in the same workout. It won't work. You're probably a good fight fan, being Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and all down there.
Yeah.
See? Okay, in the very beginning of a fight, you don't even play a real fighter. You don't even endorse plays no rule in the beginning of a fight. It only plays a rule in the end of the fight. So their explosive power is real high. It does come down a little bit at the end. See, that's when endurance is important at the end of the fight, not in the beginning. So you can't train two strengths together.
So there's an important question here. I've been following your movement to articulate your stuff with CrossFit, and we have that. I actually train at a CrossFit facility besides my own garage gym. And how do you get along with CrossFit? Because CrossFit is strong on weightlifting.
They are. And I got a girl over here.
Step on the one board.
Man, we got two of mine. I don't know if Dave took them or what.
Huh. Oh, yeah, maybe they
You're asking about CrossFit. I do CrossFit seminar. I have two people. Laura and Shane do CrossFit, and AJ Roberts does CrossFit for me.
Okay.
I can't do them no more. I'm too banged up to travel. All right, CrossFit is just basic general fitness.
Yeah.
If you look at the rule of three.
Conditioning.
That's right. If you look at the rule of three in the old Soviet Union, we'd all go to the same school. You might wrestle, I box, and she might do gymnastics. And that was determined after 3 years. Well, CrossFit is a continuation, in my opinion, of the rule of three. It's a rule of three forever. It's general fitness. I mean, all the girls are always jacked up. The guys are really small. The guys lose weight. Everybody loses weight. The girls look great as they can. The guys are 25 pounds underweight.
Yeah,
it's basically related to.
Yeah. It's great for fitness. I mean,
and for tactical athletes.
Yes.
Because you've got to be prepared for everything.
It's not directed to make you good at any one thing.
Okay.
Because no one breaks out of CrossFit and breaks a world record.
In anything.
And there's thousands of CrossFitters.
It makes you medium in all of them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's their objective, right?
That's their objective. I mean, honestly, it took me a while to figure out their objective. I've always been, I got to win, I got to be the best at what I do. But I realized finally, because Abby, this little blonde in here, does CrossFit search, and
the blondie is
Amy. Well, her name is Abby.
Abby.
You know, her she's a little bit.
A-B-Y.
Yeah, Amy. And I'll tell you a story about her too. But we were sitting down one day, and I finally got in my head.
The smaller
the real short
blonde.
blonde with the big legs.
Yeah.
Now listen, you know you're talking about Olympic weightlifting. She did Olympic. She had to do it 155 clean. She comes here. She doesn't do a clean for for actually a year before she came here. The exercises. The first thing we do. She never did any front squats. She front squatted like 240, broke the front squat record by 25 pounds. She never did any front squats, doing what I did. All right. Secondly, we had her best power clean was 155. She did 175. She hasn't done a power clean in 2 months since that, and she power cleaned 180 for a triple Monday.
180. That's 90 kilos.
But that's a huge jump. I mean, she went from 155 for a single to 185 for a triple in 2 months. You know, after being here, not doing any Olympic weightlifting.
And how was her training?
Power training. Good mornings, back raises. Okay, here's something you want to listen to. I have an intern. We keep stats on how much training. 80% of our training is facial exercise. Only 20% is with a barbell. If you go to the Soviets, Dr. Romanov does CrossFit running. We're very good friends, and we agree on everything. He loves this place, and which is unusual, him being an old Soviet. He's from Siberia, and I asked him, while I was doing a seminar, he came to visit me for 3 days, so he sat in on my seminar. I said, Doc, tell him how much running the old Soviet runners would run compared to spatial exercise. He said they ran 20% of the time, 80% spatial exercise.
Spatial exercise you mentioned are strongman
back raise,
like
pull sled, glute hams, inverse curl, push a wheelbarrow, box jumping, squatting, deadlifting, power cleaning. I have nothing wrong with power cleaner snatch, but it's not. It's just an exercise.
Okay.
That's all it is.
It's a tool. You can.
But it doesn't have such important role in your system.
Why in America? It's the biggest bust in America. So why does everyone want to do it? You ever been to a weightlifting contest? It's like a golf match. Everybody stays quiet, right? You ever been to a football game or a soccer match?
Yeah.
Is that not a powerlifting meet? Same thing, right?
Yeah, everybody's
crazy music,
crazy and shouting.
So why I wouldn't even let Olympic lifting in my facility, and it's too dangerous. Everybody gets hurt. Things can be too fast. When they do the thing, they think it's explosive, and actually so does box jumps. But see, it doesn't make you strong because it's too fast. Hill's equation of muscle contraction states objects of fast velocity produce small force. I can give you a wiffle ball, and you can throw it to that window 100 times and never knock my window out. I can give you a shot put. On the other hand, you might not be able to throw it far enough to knock my window out. If I give you a baseball, you knock my window out 100 times. Because now the relationship between force and velocity match. That's how I train. I train in that perimeter, see, 50 to 60%. It's been documented for 300 years. You know, it's been documented.
What
for
if
50
you
years.
weightlift lighter?
If you lift too light, you can't produce force. It's impossible.
Right.
It's virtually impossible. It's like throwing a wiffle ball. I can throw a wiffle ball against that wall. It's not even going to mark on.
Mm-hmm. So if you snatch or clean and jerk too light, it's not going to do any good for anything.
No.
That's your
over 50% of the training was between 75 and 85%. They ran 3-week waves like I do. 75, 80, 85. That's what I recommend for sports if you're going to do them. But I've trained big-time throwers, and they don't do Olympic lifts. It hurt their throws. It hurt. They didn't like them. A 70-10 shot putter.
So you put tops on tops for these athletes, 85% of the maximum load?
At the very top. Like you, how much you squat? We'll say you squat 700.
So
let me just say you squat 700.
Okay.
You squat 700. We'll say how much you squat more?
No.
That depends. How raw with
gear.
Reps, gear. He never went
Well,
raw.
we'll just say 700.
Okay.
And you're in my gym. You got a 700 squat. It's just documented. It's not like, gee, I think I can. You can.
Yes, you can.
Your first week, 350, 50%. Then you jump, and then the third would be 420.
Okay.
60, 50 to 60. I know this. I can take you and show you a chart. I have had 75 people to squat over 800. Have you ever heard of a gym that's done that? No. Okay, up to 1,200, 212s. In the Circumax phase, the weight percentage and the band percentage from 800 to 1,200 only fluctuates 2%. So I can take you in here. I don't have to wait around 9 months to find out, what kind of weight you train with. I know what kind of, it's all math. My system is math just like you. If you squat 350, half of him, you train with half the weight. You do the same amount of sets, same amount of reps, but the key is the bar speed has to be the same.
1.5 would be 50%.
Yeah, my
Well, let's say she squats
equipped
350.
equipped
Yeah,
it's
she
like
did 175.
Yeah.
210 kilograms. That's 430, 400.
Fluctuates also the amount of repetition, the movement, the amount of movement.
Doubles. You do doubles in the squat. We do triples in the speed bench, and then we do singles.
Triples in the speed bench.
Right.
They're doing
That's
speed
not
bench.
speed. That's max effort today.
They were doing.
They're max effort in there.
That's not strength day.
It's a strength day today for this gym.
Yeah,
Because
that's what I
it's
thought.
10 days,
It's singles
10 days.
and
Right.
doubles.
They're doing one movement, two movements.
Yeah,
tops.
it's pretty heavy.
Right. Yeah, they're going to go max out. It's not pretty heavy. It's an all-time record, or as much as we can do today.
That's
Every
another
time.
question. How do you avoid overtraining?
Because we switch exercises every week.
That's your
Yeah,
that's your answer for everything. I still
Called
have
the
a
law of
question.
accommodation. You know, I bet you put that outfit on because you like it, but I bet you don't probably wear it tomorrow. You
No.
want another outfit. You go to the beach, you got another outfit. You got your boyfriend coming there, you got another outfit. Well, that's if you keep doing the same exercise over and over, it's a biological law. You won't become any better at it.
How many variations can you have for the bench? For example, if I max out in a bench, and then I max out next week in a closed grip bench, and then I max out the next week in the
Floor press.
yeah.
Our big ones are floor press, board press, rack lockout.
And that's not
speed
gonna burn you out
How can it burn you out?
because
Okay.
it's the same neural.
Let me give you some scientific data.
Just a question because everybody
Okay,
asks
here's the
this
answer to your
question.
question. When you handle weights at 90% or above for 3 weeks in a row in the same exercises, you will go backwards. It's a biological law of accommodation.
Right.
All right. So I said to myself, and I knew this is true. Every time I went every 3 weeks, I'd fall on my face. So each week we switch exercise. It never happens. We max out 52 weeks out of the year. We could come after a contest 2 weeks later and they're maxing out, breaking records. No one could do this. So why my gym so strong? How do you think I got 19 over 1,000?
So actually, you don't pass 3 weeks of
1 week.
1 week.
You don't do strength day with 85%.
That's not
say
strength
like
that's not strength day. That's speed strength day. Remember, 75 to 85. That's speed strength.
okay.
So actually, you do over 85.
So it's 90 up.
Close to 100.
It's 100.
100.
Let's say you're floor press. Now listen, the Bulgarian system did 4,000 max lifts a year. It was calculated, but they didn't have a current 1 rep max. They maxed out on what they were capable of that day. So that means you might not get a record, but they did 18 lifts right at as much as they possibly could. The Russians train like me. It has to be my 4 records 405. I got to do 410 or it's not a record. But we do as much as we can. So it's a combination. Each day when they max out as much as they possibly can
For the day.
for the day. Well, hopefully it's an all-time record. And listen, more charts here. 90% of the time, my entire gym breaks a record. 90%. 25 freaking lifters. How could, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
By switching. You have to switch.
Now,
The more things...
I'm just bringing a lot of questions that everybody asks
Yeah.
me about your system.
Definitely.
How many variations can you have for accessory training for powerlift? Because there's not too many. That's where the
Use your imagination. You only own 3 boards.
Okay.
You got a 3-board record, 2 and 1. That's 3 records. You got chains. Now you got a 3-board with 2 chains. You got all the records with the boards with 2 chain, 3 chain, 4 chain. You have regular mini band, monsters, light band. Add that up. There's about 12.
So you consider that in each one,
It's different.
the neural response is going to be different, so you can max out in every one and not overload your athlete.
What are you up to?
I just did 275. It felt really good.
Oh, good, great.
Today's been the best day on the shirt.
That's Amy.
That's
Abby.
Abby, I said what you did in Olympic lifts, didn't do them forever, and broke your Olympic lift records.
Yeah, I was thinking about.
Can you be on record? On the movie?
Oh, yeah. So I used to try to compete. Oh, sorry. I used to try to compete in Olympic lifting,
You look.
I got into it from CrossFit, and I tried to specialize in it and go to competitions, and I never did very well. I came here, and I hadn't cleaned in over a year because I had an elbow injury, and Lou had me do power cleans against a band, and then every time we did, we've only done it like 3 times, but every time we did it, we've PR'd, and the last time I did more than as a power clean for a triple from the hang, I did almost as much as I had ever squat clean for a single, or full clean for a single, so it's kind of fun.
And you're not doing any Olympic lifting anymore?
No, like I said, we've done it, like I hadn't cleaned in over a year by the time I got here.
How many times have you full squatted? Well, you haven't got to me yet. We don't full squat. We all box squat.
Yeah.
But I got the greatest array of squatters in the world.
I've just been doing the, conjugate, switching it up every week.
That's a good question. How many times do you full squat?
You don't.
You don't?
The year?
At a contest.
At a contest.
Really?
Box squats is far more efficient than a full squat. I'm not wasting a record taking a full squat in the gym.
You're not wasting a record.
A.J. Roberts never did a full squat and went from 1,000 to 12 in three years.
And what about the bench?
They bench about every month normally, and then around 3 weeks out.
One time in a month?
One time.
In
With
the
a shirt. You talking about shirt?
No.
No, we don't
Bench.
shirt. Yeah.
Speed bench every weekend. Max effort every Wednesday. Those
Okay.
days are followed by an enormous amount of tricep exercises and upper back and lats. And lats are the biggest muscles in your upper body. Almost.
Yeah.
So you can have super strong lats to lower bars, super strong arms to raise the bar, and then rear side delts and of course some hammer throws. We train our upper back about